I'm going to give you 3 sentences right now. Tell me in the comments which one is the right one. I'm going to the Taipei to watch a concert. I've been to that restaurant before and the meat was amazing. I like Chinese New Year because I can eat the meat. Which one is right? There are 2 wrong ones and 1 right one. Hello and welcome to another video with Tai, the Taste Queen. Today I'm moving a little bit away from the tastes to teach you something that you need to know for the tastes. I've heard a lot of mistakes with articles over the years while doing IELTS mock testing, grading TOEFL and IELTS papers. I see a lot of article mistakes and I cannot tell you how many times I write as comments on essays, be careful with your use of articles. So today I'm going to teach you the difference between and the and when not to use them. Okay, so when do we use articles and how do we use them? So the articles we have are and the, and sometimes nothing, right? So we use and an for singular countable nouns. For example, a cat, a dog, an apple, an umbrella. We use them for countable singular nouns. I saw a dog on my way to work. I took a bus when I first got to the city. I've had an egg for breakfast every morning this week. We use and for singular countable nouns. What is the difference between the countable and uncountable nouns? So a countable noun is a noun where we can count them. We can say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uncountable, we can count them. Even though sometimes people think we can count them. For example, rice. I mean, technically, you can count rice if you want to, but we don't. We say a grain of rice. So make sure you know countable and uncountable nouns. Another thing we use and an for is for things that are unspecific, for things that are general. Let's make another example. I've had a flight from New York to Taipei last week and it was very long. It's a flight. It's one flight. It's not a specific flight. I'm just talking about my flight. If I want to make it more specific, the first time I mention something, I will use a or an. Then the second time, when I refer to that thing, I will use the. For example, I took a flight from New York to Taipei this week. The flight was really long. So when I talk about the, you know it is that specific flight that I took, and that flight was very long. If I just say I took the flight from New York to Taipei, that means there was only one flight from New York to Taipei. So we use the for things that we've mentioned before and to refer to them, or we use the for things that are unique or there's only one of them. For example, the sun. I cannot say, oh, the sun is hot today. No, we only have one sun. So we say the sun is hot today. But we have more than one plane. So we say there are many planes. Or I took a plane. I took a bus. I took a train. The train was full of commuters on their way to work. So make sure you know when to use them. The biggest mistake I see here with my students and tests that I grade is the. People use the for everything. I went to the restaurant to eat the food. So when someone says that to me, in my head, it means that you're going to a restaurant and you're eating all their food. You eat the food. But if you say, I went to the restaurant to try the food there, then I will understand, okay, you're just trying the food at the restaurant. See, because I talked about the restaurant before. So now you know the food refers to the food from that specific restaurant. The is specific, and not specific. Also, when we talk about places, for example, mountains, Rocky Mountains, we will use the. The Rocky Mountains, these bodies of water and mountains and things, we usually use the. The sun, the Love River, the North Pole, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Yes, the Pacific Ocean is the Pacific Ocean, is a specific ocean. There's just one of them. So then we use the. When not to use that. For example, apples. I'm not saying, oh, I like the apples. No, unless they are specific. So I will say, have you tried these apples? They're good. And you say, oh yeah, I've tried the apples. They are amazing. So then we will use the, because that the refers to them. But in general, we don't use the with plural nouns. For example, if I say, planes are a good way to travel around the world, I don't say the planes are a good way. I've actually seen that in a recent essay that I graded. The planes are a good way to travel. Planes are a good way to travel, because if you say the planes, they should be specific or they should be unique. Only one of them. No, not one of them. Know that. Be careful. We also do not use the with possessive. We don't use the if I say my books, my pencils, my makeup, my nails. I don't say, oh, I love my nails. No, we don't. We just say, I love my nails. We do not use the with demonstrative adjectives like this and that. This book is really good. You don't say this book. That sounds ridiculous. And if your English is a little bit higher and you're watching this, you'll be like, of course not. But some of you might not know this, and I'm here to teach everyone and to help everyone, because we cannot all be good in the beginning, right? We all have to learn somewhere. So if you suck with articles, watch this video and then go and find articles online to practice them. Practice, practice, practice. Let's go to the next one. We do not use the with some, any, and no. We do not say the some people like to go, or the no one told me the answer. That is, it sounds really wrong. You will also notice in that sentence, I say the no one told me the answer. So the no one, that is obviously wrong, but the answer, is that right or is that wrong? It is right, because in that sentence, I refer to a specific answer. In that case, if I said no one told me an answer, what answer am I referring to? You need to be more specific, so I would say the answer. We do not use the with countries, cities, or continents. We do not say, I'm from the Africa. No, I'm from Africa. Even though there is just one Africa, I do not say the Africa. We do not use it for countries. You cannot say, I'm living in the Taiwan. Nope. Some countries, yes. For example, the United States, United Arab Emirates, we use the. We also do not use the for streets. I cannot say I live on the Boai Road. There is just one Boai Road, but we don't use it in that case. I'll just say I live on Boai Road. Cases where we do use that. We use that after words like some of the people went home. None of the books we read were interesting. All of the students passed their new TOEFL test so well, and I'm so proud of them. Another time you have to use the is with the first, the last, the only. Remember to use the. We use the in those cases. In a nutshell, recap quickly, we use a or an for non-specific, singular, countable nouns. We use the for specific nouns, or we use the for things that are unique, like I said, one of a kind, with a few other rules thrown in there, because English, the rules are never that clear. It's never as straightforward. It's never like, oh, do this. It's always a but. So make sure you know all the rules and make sure you know all the buts. And that is it for today. The little heart, the little friends.